Tough conversations are exactly that. They're tough, especially for people that haven't been in managerial roles for a very long period of time. With tough conversations, they're just sort of like learning how to fight. When you first start fighting, all of a sudden everything's coming at you really quickly and you panic. But the more you learn to keep your eyes open and you get used to what kind of punches are coming your way, you can get out of the way. You can see them coming, you can dodge. It's the same with tough conversations. You never want to avoid having tough conversations. You just need to know the tactics that make them work properly. There are two really, really important things to be aware of in order to have easy, tough conversations. The first is permission to have that conversation. Because a lot of people really panic about having a tough conversation because people take things personally. There's one really easy way to stop things from being personal to people and to have permission to have that conversation. You talk about the goal. If you're working, especially in a work environment, chances are you have a common goal that you're all passionate about and you're all trying to achieve. If you lead in with that goal, you can facilitate any conversation after that, because you have permission to have that conversation. Whenever you talk about something bigger than all of us, everyone's allowed to be fallible. They're allowed to be improved upon. And you're not coming at them directly. Why people panic about tough conversations is because you think that they're gonna think that you're coming at them. But if your frame and your paradigm is that you're trying to work towards something together, you have permission to have that conversation. The second thing to make tough conversations really easy is simply asking permission to give that feedback. People don't always like getting feedback, but what happens is if you ask, they'll internalize that and they'll take it on. Now, every so often you'll get someone that says no. And when I say ask feedback, I literally mean, would you like some feedback? Because what you're trying to do, chances are, if you're having a tough conversation, is change something. You're trying to change a behavior and probably trying to help someone improve at something towards that common goal. So if you simply ask, would you like some feedback? They're gonna tell you one of two things. They're either gonna say yes, which means they're gonna take that on as advice rather than as criticism, where you're just trying to posture yourself over them. They'll realize they're trying to improve something because they've given you permission to do so, or they'll say no, in which case you shut your mouth because they don't want the feedback. Now, every so often that can be tricky, but more often than not, they'll come back to you in a little bit of time and say, hey, what were you gonna say before? So when you're really having conversations that are a bit tougher, the way to make them easy is simply to find that permission, either by asking or by assuming by the common goal. Happy hunting, guys.